mountain, and I look down and see a world I was once underneath. I stand on this mountain and I look down. My mind is more than it once knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Now you're here. You're here. You're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found me see. Found me see. I climb down this mountain and I look around just to see that everyone used to be me. I climb down this mountain and I look around. My mind embracing more than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth. Now you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Found me sing. Found me sing. I once was blind, but now I see the beauty of the world before me. Now you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Now you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Found me sing. Found me sing. Found me sing. Found me sing.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Doodle the links in chat if you want to come up too, love. You're more than
I'm
welcome to come up, hang out.
I'm strapped in tonight.
You're strapped in?
Yep.
Have you had your coffee?
No, but I'm awake. I took a nap.
You took it out. All right.
I did take
So
a nap.
the Kibberfoot may not strike tonight. Thank you, Doodle. She's an amazing person. I don't even remember which picture I put on the intro. Isn't that awful? We take a lot of pictures together. So anytime that she has an event, we take pictures. She likes taking selfies to show that, you know, there are real people and real advocates that do the damn thing and help. So I love her. She's a dear person to me.
My little bean don't feel good.
Uh-oh. The sick kiddo, we are snuggling. Aw, sweet boy. And Brian, I'm so glad you have your baby back. I'm so glad to hear that. I know you're lost without her. So this weighs really heavy on my heart. Vladek's case is really close to me. He is the first case that I ever branched out on my own. He's local to me, and he was the very first case I ever like branched out on my own away from the channel that I was modding for when I very first got started, and reached out to Bethany and told her, hey, I'm a local. If you guys, need anything, reach out to me. I'm there. Like, just let me know what you need. And Vern Gilbert from Twitter had put up a billboard for Vladek. So we drove over there, and the billboards, the blip boards are electronic, and the bulbs were out on it. So my very first conversation with Vern through DM was, the billboard's out. I went to film it today, and it's out because it's important with these blip billboards because they are donation type billboards. A group of us advocates do try to put in together, and generally we can keep it going for a while, but it is important to get out there, boots on the ground, if you're local to a billboard, and take the time to drive by, snap a video, snap a picture, so that way, people can see that, especially those that come from the Summer Wells community that remember the whole scam and all that happened with her billboards. That transparency almost became a must. Tanya Whip is missing out of Auburndale, Florida. I went and filmed her billboard here locally, or not locally, but I drove to the western side of Florida and ran into the Days Inn and was like, hey, I'm not a weirdo. I'm not just hanging out in your parking lot. I'm an advocate for the missing, and I'm filming the billboard that's on the corner of your property. So they were really nice about that and not call the police on me. Very thankful for that. I just feel better. Her down. I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming in. There's Walt Harris. Hey, is that covered bridge from Pennsylvania? You know what, Walt? I don't know. I stole that covered bridge a while back, and I put all my things on there. I can pull up a picture of just it, and you can see if you recognize it.
Hi, Walt Harris. Hi, Lisa.
Does that look like I put a zombie in there? I put a zombie in there, and my little subscribe, my Bigfoot, my alien. Thanks to Doodle and Kimber, the team effort today, we have the actual, all the things with the StreamYard, so we don't have just the black background. We have the tunnel of hope there. All right. Let me run through and say hello to everybody, and then we're just going to jump right in.
I told you I was just the middleman.
You were just the middleman. Y'all too.
Made me. Doodle made me do it.
I have the best girls ever, and guys, but my girls are the best ever. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good, Brian. Hang in there with us, bub. Crime Curious, thank you for being here. Guys, I did drop her link. If you're not subbed up to Crime Curious, what are you doing with your life? Make sure you sub up to Doodle, Kimber, and everybody that's in our beautiful community here. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got Walt. He's feeling good, the boogeyman. Lisa says she's back. Mark opened all the windows. Well, we tried Restream the other night, and Kimber kept filling out the windows. So you have a cat named Vern? That's awesome. Vern is one of my favorite human beings. He's amazing, and I was actually honored a few weeks ago to be able to go and have coffee and brunch with Vern, and we actually went to Foxtail Coffee, and you guys will be familiar with Foxtail Coffee here in just a few moments. That was the last CCTV footage and interaction with the Orlando police with Vladek. So we're going to take a look at that body cam footage as well. His family just wants to know he's okay. He is a Marine vet. He is an adult. He has the right to be missing, but they just want to make sure he's okay.
Hi, FarQ.
We
Hi.
are a team.
Haven't seen you in a while, FarQ. Hi, Crime Curious.
Chris is in the house. Thank you for coming
Hi,
here.
Chris.
I like covered bridges too. Far Q, my Aussie sisters in the house. Lurking and working. I love it, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here and supporting. There's Walt. Thank you for subbing to Crime Curious. She's freaking amazing human being. All right, guys. So we're going to jump right in. So I think I put, what did I put in here? Okay, so I put this in here. This was the vigil that was held at UCF, which is a place that Vladek really liked to hang out. This was done at the Reflection Pond. I did live stream the vigil that night. Gabby Petito Foundation, Nikki and Jim were there, which is Gabby's mom and stepdad. They also streamed. I believe they streamed on TikTok. So those do disappear. If you're not familiar with how TikTok works, they don't stay up. And it might be on their YouTube channel, but I don't think it was. I believe they just did the TikTok live. All right. So I think I got everybody in chat, guys. Please hit the like button for the mod's sake. In the case, this case is very close to my heart. I do have it on subscribers mode only. It is only set for 1 minute. So the way I feel about it is if you're going to come in here and troll, don't do it tonight, because you will get to see the other side of mom, because I will not tolerate it with this case in any way, form, or fashion. So hopefully my mods won't have to work overtime this evening, and we'll be able to talk about Vlad's case without any kind of ignorance taking place. So the first thing I'm going to pull up is going to be Vladek's website. I'll put the link in chat, and as always, guys, I will include these links in the description as well, so you're able to bookmark them, share them, drop them in your Discord, all the things. All the things. Okay, make sure I'm not missing any questions so far. If you do have any questions, what I'll probably do is star them, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can answer. You've been near UCF campus a long time ago. I actually live about, Craig, how long does it take to get to UCF? 10 minutes? About 10 minutes from UCF. The T-Rex will eat you, because trolls will be eaten. It will happen. We work overtime here on YouTube, not for my job. All right, so this is the Wix website for Vladek Hasel. His name is Brian Vladek Hasel. And this is the timeline. So we'll read over the timeline. Like I said, if you have any questions, I will star them and answer after. Hope you guys don't mind my reading. In 2004, adopted from Russia with his sister Irina, 11. Vladek was 5. Pushkin born. I'm not even going to try to say this word because I'll try, but I'll probably mess it up. So I apologize. It's Yugoslavek orphanage in Russia. In 2018, U.S. Marines, graduated from boot camp and was later given a desk job in California that he did not enjoy. In summer of 2019, Vladek advised his family that he found a way to get honorably discharged due to his early childhood trauma from Russia. Told his family that failure to adapt the official disposition, Vladek's dad has a copy of the discharge paperwork, and the family gave it to law enforcement. Unknown if law enforcement tried to access the full records. After leaving the Marines, Vladek goes to live with his dad for a few months. In January of 2020, after temporary stay with dad, Vladek moves in with his sister in Kari in Michigan, holds a job in South Michigan, worked environmental services technician, St. John Providence Hospital, Southfield. Vladek left his job and prospered here. All is well until the beer flu. The pandemic caused unavoidable financial problems and disruption in the household. Daycares closed due to the bear flu. Kari is a single mother, so she was also forced to take leave of absence from her job to take care of her daughter. Vlad continues to work and support the three of them during this time. They moved to Nasha, New Hampshire. A few months later, Vlad gets fired from the job, moves back to Florida with his dad. In the summer of 2020, moved to Florida and lives with dad and wife, not bio mom, and his mom, his adopted mom. The mom I know is an amazing human being. She's great. I love her dearly. She's the cutest. Sorry, that was a side note. That's not on the website. There is tension due to Vladek not having a job and continuing to household finances. Dad does not want to aggravate what he observes as a possible depression growing within Vladek. They decide to leave. Dad later gets a divorce. September of 2020 to November of 2020, they stay in a few hotels. November of 2020, Dad and Vladek moved to the place at Alafaya. That's 11600 McKay Boulevard in Orlando, Florida. Another side note, the place at Alafaya was affected by Hurricane Nicole, maybe. Guys, don't hold me to that, but it's no longer a livable apartment complex, just for side note purposes. He spoke frequently about how he wanted to go off and live in the woods, but he said that he wouldn't do that until after his dad had passed away. Vladek didn't want to leave dad alone or dad to be blamed by the family or anyone else for him leaving. Vladek developed an increased interest in religion and heaven, made comments, "What is the point? We can just all be in heaven." Vladek also switches from being a more materialistic person to wanting minimalism. States things of this world are a distraction from heaven. He seems to lack motivation and purpose, starts to spend more time and money on the homeless population. He really enjoys making people feel important, loved, and heard. He gives extremely large tips to servers at restaurants, hands cash to the needy, buys things for anyone who appears to be in need. On one occasion, he gives his credit card to a homeless couple that they take advantage of his generosity. And just another side note is Vladek is a very caring person. He would do anything for anybody. He loves to hear stories. He loves to tell stories. He loves to help people. And especially the unhoused or homeless community is something that's very close to his heart. He's a very good person that is loved dearly by his family and just an angel. His new set of ideals regarding things of this world as a distraction from heaven seem to be firmer to hold. He believes his iPhone is a distraction. It is around this time that he told Dad he broke it on purpose and throws the iPhone away. He gives his tablet to Bethany. Bethany is the sister that I'm close to. Also, Joe and Irina are amazing human beings as well. Vladek did not want to get a phone to replace the iPhone. Dad insists that Vladek at least carry a flip phone for safety. Vlad is driving Dad's car. It breaks down at Waterford Lakes near Fresh Kitchen. Vlad walks back to the apartment. Vladek is upset about it and worries that Dad will be mad. Dad completely understands and agrees that the car is old and the engine needed to be replaced. Okay. Car towed to the mechanic, remains there. This is, sorry guys, November 4th. Car towed to the mechanic, remains there until Dad picks it up on November 15th, 2021. Thursday, November 4th, 2021, according to the acquaintance, friends, staff from Smoky Bones. And Smoky Bones is a restaurant. If you guys remember my last birthday, we actually went to Smoky Bones and ate dinner. It's really good. If you have a Smoky Bones in your area, it's not high priced and it's really good. That's a side note too. That's not in the article or the website. Vlad called him a few nights before he went missing and asked him if he could crash for a night or two at his house. Phone records show an ongoing call to a number believed to be this person. 11-4 at 7:13 p.m. was a 5-minute call, and that was newly received on April the 9th of 2022. Thursday, November 4th, 2021, Vladek makes comments to Dad about archangels and demons and how you have to be dark to kill the dark. I assume that he was listening to this on YouTube. Per Dad, he Per Dad, he wasn't making a lot of sense. Thursday, November 4th, 2021 at 8 p.m., Vladek apparently walked to Foxtail Coffee on University Boulevard. He bought a coffee and was pacing inside the establishment while listening to music with his headphones. Foxtail says this was normal behavior for him to do when he comes in. While he was there, he reportedly pulled out a pocket knife, placed it on the table, and this is what they think. A customer sees it, feels uncomfortable, and tells the Foxtail worker that Vladek was making him feel uncomfortable and that he was going to leave. Didn't mention the pocket knife to the Foxtail worker. Customer comes back to Foxtail later that night and tells the Foxtail worker that he also saw Vladek with a pocket knife. Since Foxtail has a zero weapons policy, decided to have the sheriff's office come out and issue a trespass warning. By the time the sheriff's office arrived, Vladek had already left and was unaware that the complaint was made. Foxtail manager states none of the employees witnessed the pocket knife incident, and there was no surveillance footage of the encounter. This is asterisk. It says this was previously unknown, and the trespass incident was believed to have actually occurred on Saturday morning, November the 6th of 2021. That's a side note. Friday, November 5th, 2021, Dad, which is Steve, and again, amazing human being, leaves Vlad's mom, Cheryl, to meet Bethany and her friends in Tennessee for Bethany's birthday. This is scheduled a 10-day trip. Vladek was invited to go along on the trip, but preferred to stay home. Not uncommon for him to go back out of his last minute. Steve was $500 cash and a credit card. He also offers to buy more groceries, but Vladek goes to the house and declines. Dad tells Vladek that he is expecting a package to arrive while he is out of town. Vladek to bring it inside when it arrives. Vladek says he will. This was newly information from April 7th, 2022. Saturday, November 6th, 2021 at 1:59 a.m. Vladek has a 6-minute call with Irina, his biological sister. He calls her. She says later he gave her no clue he was going to be going anywhere. It is not unusual to chat in the very early hours. Saturday, November 6, 2021 at 7:11 a.m. Vladek arrives back at Foxtail. Foxtail makes a decision to call Ellie and Vladek permanently trespass because the customer's complaint from the night before he displayed a weapon, complete zero tolerance policy. Vladek calmly left, and when the officer asked and appeared to be walking west towards Wawa convenience store, Orange County Sheriff's Office originally tells family Vladek was trespassing and being hyperverbal, no mention of a pocket knife. Okay, this is the video. I have another link that we're going to use to watch the body cam footage. Saturday, November 6, 2021, the officer notes at the time of 8:26 Eastern Standard Time on the trespass warning, it is presumed that Vladek walks away towards Wawa at approximately this time. Saturday, November 6, 2021 at 12:01 p.m. Unread text received from a phone number that he had never previously called or texted. The new phone message reads, Vlad, it's OB from the BAK of the neighborhood. Vladek did not read this text. No further activity on Vladek's phone after 1:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Calls with sister Irina. All text messages on his phone were unread from that day on. Phone was found in Vladek's bedroom near the charger cord but was not charged. Phone was picked up by Orange County Sheriff's Office November 18th or November 19th. Monday, November 8th, 2021, a box is delivered to Dad's apartment at Alafaya. The place at Alafaya per online tracking number. Attempted to officially verify the date and time with corporate. The box is still sitting outside of the apartment when Steve gets home from Tennessee on 11/15/2021. Family collectively agrees that if Vladek was home, he would have brought the package inside as promised. Dad also noted that upon his return from Tennessee that it did not appear though any food or drinks had been consumed were missing from the fridge. No dirty dishes were present. Dad stated that it was like Vladek. He didn't stay there long at all during the time he was away. February 12, 2021, a maintenance worker says that he saw Vladek near the basketball court in the apartment complex and spoke to him for about 5 minutes. The package by Dad's apartment front door would have been visible from this location and present approximately 11/8/2021 on, and then did the maintenance worker get it the day mixed up? And there's a question mark. So that's a side note as well. Monday, November 15th, 2021, Vladek reportedly went to someone else's apartment in the complex, the weed dealer possibly, question mark, and said he was going off the grid. Monday, November 15th, 2021, Dad comes home around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after picking the car up from the repair shop. On his way home, Vladek wasn't home. His cell phone was dead in the bedroom with the charger cord nearby. Dad waited until Wednesday, 11/17/2021 to report him missing because he told Vladek he would be back Tuesday night, so he thought Vladek may show up by then. Sorry, y'all, I gotta get a drink of water. Okay, Wednesday, November 17th, 2021, Bethany reports Vladek missing. Dad and Bethany post flyers immediately with Dad's phone number on them for tips. Thursday, November 18th, 2021, Thursday, family asked apartment complex for video. The only camera feeds available were in the gym and laundry room. Footage only preserved for 7 days. Apartment complex says they will review and allow Orange County Sheriff's Office to review as well. Friday, November 19th, 2021, search officially begins at nighttime per Bethany on Facebook. Chopper overhead, canine dogs also there. It was raining 11/19/2021. Orange County Sheriff's Office posts to social media. Saturday, November 20th, 2021, door-by-door canvas by patrol locates the 11/15/2021 witness that states that Vladek stopped by at 3 a.m. talking about going off the grid. Police also used thermal and infrared drones to search. Note the sighting is not all that's included in the Orange County Sheriff's Office timeline as he was last seen. Police are on the scene at 11 a.m. until at least 11:30 p.m. late November of 2021. Orange County Sheriff's Office showed Dad a picture of a sandal that they found in the woods during their search. It was a red slide shoe, was only one was found. Dad told LE that Vladek owned those type of shoes but didn't remember a red pair. Now, when we pull up the body cam footage, you're going to see that Vladek's wearing a pair of red slides. Approached by Night Owl Reconnaissance, a 501c nonprofit organization offering their help with Vladek's search. That was January 9th, 2021. January 21st, 2021, Night Owl updates family regarding they are internally discussing logistics on the video game console data review. Started planning out how to gain access to the PlayStation account and device. December 11th, 2021, Vladek's PlayStation is shipped to Night Owl Reconnaissance in attempt to obtain further intelligence. Vladek may have communicated with others while gaming. Vladek frequently watched YouTube videos, unknown content, either through an app or console or on the smart TV. No further info at this time. February 12th to 13th, 2022, between 10 a.m. and noon, possible sighting at Foxtel. Customer reported an earlier incident to management. Family reported having previously seen a man having a possible manic episode near the Foxtel dumpster. On that day, they saw the individual. They reported the workers who said that they would call Orange County Sheriff's Office. The man was reportedly talking to himself in a very animated fashion. Subject may have been wearing a white top, light-colored pants. He was also barefoot. Customer spoke to the employees about him and later was observed by the same family leaving Foxtel towards Wawa on foot. Side note, Foxtel manager later tells the family on April the 8th of 2022 that they do not believe this person observed in February was Vladek, that they were very familiar with him. No police were called at this time because the person walked away. No video of the incident was available or preserved. February 24th, 2022, family has a briefing with law enforcement on this day. They find out that there's an Orange County Sheriff's Office employee victims advocate that is available to them and is currently in the room. They're also given back Vladek's flip phone. Dad's laptop shared with Vladek hadn't used approximately in a year. Sister Bethany is shown a picture of the red slide shoes. She is told on this day that the shoes had been sent out for DNA testing. Bethany told law enforcement that those types of shoes Vladek wears but doesn't remember a red pair. Is also on this day, Bethany asked a female detective assigned to the case if Vladek's iPhone records can be requested from Apple for more information and was told they did not. Vladek had an iPhone up until possibly 1 month before his disappearance on 11/6. So, side note again, the female detective is no longer the detective in his case. On April 7th of 2022, billboards go up. Foxtel manager update mentioned above trespass details and the presence of the manager's video being provided by LE or law enforcement. April 9th, 2022, Foxtel Coffee manager provides the family with a still frame photo video taken of the morning of 11/6/2021 at a 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This picture shows Vladek arriving at Foxtel Coffee and clearly shows his clothing and shoes. Despite the family not recalling if Vladek owned red slides, he in fact is wearing red slides. The last known picture of Vladek as far as the family knows. April 9th, 2022, updates that visited the area. Foxtel manager stated that Vladek introduced himself as Brian, which is his legal name, and he was known by employees as Brian, manager said. There were times that Vladek paced the store for several hours, and times he wore headphones, blasting music and singing out loud. At times he would be at the corner of the tables. He was asked to quiet down. He would always comply with no issues. He states there were many times that Brian would make customers nervous and that they would mention it to the staff. Manager stated that he spoke with Brian several times and he got the impression he was struggling. Manager stated that Vladek said he was sleep deprived. Side note, Foxtel Coffee asked to limit communications on Vladek's missing persons case to the immediate family members, police, and investigators only. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to go through chat and see if anybody has any questions or anything. Neil, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Stormy, for coming in. Scott, thank you so much for coming in. Leslie and Billy's in the house. Thank you for being here. Just making sure I haven't missed any questions. There's Wisdom in the house. Thank you, Wisdom, for coming in. Much love, girl. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Brandy, thank you so much for being here and welcome. There's Paula in the house. Thank you so much for being here, Paula. I appreciate you. I know Mr. Steve's live, so there's Miss Miranda Lee. Thank you so much for being here. Exotic Prairie, thank you for being here. There's Miss Peggy. Never late. I was too, hanging out with Mr. Steve till it got close to time for me to go live, and I really wanted to cover this tonight. Never late, just fashionably arrived, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Drifty, for being here. Josh the Posh, thank you so much for being here. I'm honored to have you over here tonight. Sorry, guys, my phone's telling me to breathe. I believe I'm breathing just fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming here. It really makes my heart smile. And looky there, who it is. Hello, Bethany. You guys, everybody in the chat, find Vladek. Hasel is Bethany. She is an amazing human being, means the world to me. So please send her lots of love and fill the chat with green hearts if you will, please. And again, guys, this is why I always stress that to be respectful, because you never know when family is going to pop in the chat. You never know when they're watching from the bushes. Love you, girl. And Bethany, if you want to come up, I'll drop the link for you, and you're more than welcome to come up. I know you've got more than enough going on right now. There's Molly in the house. Hope you're feeling better, Miss Molly. Oh, golly, Miss Molly. There's Tomboy in the house. I love you too, ma'am. With all my heart. Love you, love you, love you, girl. Once we get through a lot of these things that I want to show you guys, what we'll do is we'll pop over to Bethany's Find Vladek Hasel TikTok, and I'm going to pin that in the description, and I'll pin it at the top of the chat. That's Bethany generally goes live on Tuesday nights. Please make sure that if you are part of the Tick of the Talks to go over there and follow her. And I've learned that the best thing is if you'll watch the videos, hit the little heart, and then comment after. It actually helps the videos get out into the algorithm. Yes, Josh the Posh, you did see me over at Mr. Steve's. I love Mr. Steve. He's my coffee buddy when he's here in Florida. He's an amazing human being. His behavior checks some of the boxes for psychosis. It's very possible that he was having some mental health problems. That's why mental health is so important. And he has been through a lot, you know, being adopted from Russia and having, like we read earlier in the article or the website, this isn't an article, that talks about the trauma from Russia. Look at them green hearts. There's my people coming in. Loving it. And Find Vladek Hasel in the chat is Bethany. That's his sister. So if she feels comfortable, she can answer questions as well. If I miss them, you guys know I get behind on chat when I'm reading because I'm all focused and whatnot. Hello, Miss Dawn. Yes, I would love for you to join. Let me drop you a link. The link's in the chat. Oh, we lost Kimber. She done fell out the window. You just click that link that's in the chat, Bethany, and then follow the steps. You'll have to allow it for your mic and your cam. You don't have to leave your cam on if you don't want to. See if I can zap this to myself. I'll send it to your phone too. That way, if you have trouble grabbing it out of chat, it will take me just a moment here. Because I'm not on the MacBook, or I could have done it the easy way and just zapped it through iMessage, but we'll do it like this. Thank you guys all for your patience. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you, Junior Johnson, for being here. Kimber. Okay, I'm at the bottom. Give me just a second, guys. I'm going to send this link to Bethany on her phone. They're going to let me copy it. Oh, Lord. That's not what I wanted to do. Hang on. Thank you guys for all being patient. There she is. Oh, good deal, because I'm over here pushing buttons. There's Bethany. Thank you so much for joining us, love.
Hey, is this working?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, I haven't really done any YouTube, so I don't know how it all works.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. If I don't mute myself at least once or throw myself off panel, it's not a podcast, so you're good.
That's what I just did. I threw myself off the panel.
No worries. Thank you guys so much for sharing Vlad's story always. You all mean the world to me.
Hey, it's my honor, girl, and you know you mean the world to me, and anything that we can do to help share, sharing is caring, and I care about you guys dearly. And it's really been weighing on my heart really heavy for the past few days, and I thought, well, I'm gonna cover Vlad tonight because it just felt like it was just that time to go ahead and circle back and bring him back out here. Hopefully I didn't mute myself again. No. Y'all can hear me, can't you?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we lost
We lost
Bethany. Let me put this back in. She might have got a phone call.
Hi, Miss Barbara.
Bethany, if you can hear me, I put the link back in chat. You can jump up through that link. I tell you what I can do. I can send it to your Twitter. Thank you guys for being patient. I really appreciate you a lot.
Hi, Tomboy.
Oh, and she's back. I sent it to your Twitter too. That way, if you get knocked off again, you can just grab the link from there too.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So yeah.
Did you guys put this website together, or did one of the advocates put this together?
So this is a website that one of the advocates put together near the beginning. This one is a bit out of date. Haven't been able to update it, but the timeline on the link tree is the most current one.
Okay. Well, we will pull that up as well.
Awesome. Just minor
And
changes.
I will drop the link tree. Just minor.
Yeah. Like most of that original timeline, it was the beginning stages, so we didn't know a lot about a lot of things. So things had changed over the years.
Right.
And what we've learned and stuff. So.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand is in these missing cases, it's fluid. Things are constantly changing. You have different people that come forward and different tips, and it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
Okay, I pinned this to the top, guys. This is the link tree, and it has all the social media as well, where you can follow Vladek's case. This is really well put together. So Favorited is a platform kind of like Twitter, good grief, TikTok, where there's lives. The Winter Bless Up event was where we went and did the donations. Bethany had the Amazon link, and then people donated the warm stuff and like body care and things like that. It was amazing. The local news showed up. They're really good about being there for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Exotic Prairie, thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, they did a lot at the beginning. Law enforcement did, but there was also things that were really critical that we missed out on. That looking back, I wish it was done differently, but we can't really change the past. But yeah. Like mainly the detective hadn't looked through his phone, even though they had it for a couple months, and said that she thought we did, and different things like that. A lot of security cam footage for businesses that he would frequent wasn't reviewed, um, even though they had a starting point of the trespass warning. So things like that are really frustrating, but the detective that's on his case now is phenomenal. He's amazing, and he really has a heart for, you know, finding answers, and that's all I can ask for right now.
And he actually showed up at the UCF
Yeah.
vigil as well. So I thought that was really amazing of him to be there that night.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like, I will never be able to thank him enough. That meant the world to me.
Doodle wants to know, was Vladek on any medication that caused him to pace?
No medications. He wasn't diagnosed with anything as far as his mental health. I do feel like he, as many of us do, had like ADHD type traits, and probably suffering, going through periods of depression, but like nothing was diagnosed.
Yeah, and that's why we stress that mental health is so important. And in the times that we live in, and especially with the pandemic going on, like
Yeah.
I think that was rough on all of us.
Absolutely. So isolating.
Like it, right. You know, we went from being able to go out and do things to being stuck at home, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, anxiety could cause the pacing. Absolutely. I shake my leg.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety. I'm not a pacer, I'm a shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, make sure you share this out if you will, please. It's very important. Like I said, this is Doodle says she wiggles her toes. This is a very, very important case to me, very close to my heart. And I said, Bethany and the family have become family. So I really wanted to circle back around and tell Vladek's story again. And as many of you guys know, if you want to hang flyers, please reach out to me. I've got packages ready to go right here that are fixing to get shipped out. I just shipped some to Arkansas. He could be anywhere here in the United States. So don't feel like because you're in California, you can't help, because I'll be more than happy to get you some flyers out.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, anything I can do, girl. Anything I can do. And Bethany was also on Web Sleuths. Was about a year ago.
Yeah, probably close to 2 now.
Well, at the same time, flies.
It does.
And like I said, guys, she has a TikTok. So if you are a part of the Tick of the Talks worlds, make sure that you go over there and follow and watch the videos and hearts and do all the things. There are flyers around all South St. Louis. Thank you, Doodle.
That's amazing, Doodlebug. Thank you so much.
Doodle is amazing. She's retired law enforcement, and I sent her flyers. And WisdomSpeaks, one of my other mods that's in here, I sent her some flyers, and she's in the Carolinas, so she hung them all over the place. ArcticFox is another one of the mods and a good friend and an advocate over here as well. I just recently sent him a package of flyers around, so that went around Arkansas. And he's kind of close to the border of Oklahoma, so those all around there. Doodle says she hit food trucks and coffee shops.
Such a great idea. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. And then Exotic asked if there's any cults that could have been influencing his thoughts on this change on religion. Honestly, anything is still on the table. Nothing has been able to be ruled out. That was a thought that I had at the beginning, just because of how drastic and devout kind of behaviors he was having. And like, we grew up in a Christian home going to church, but this was a whole different level. But one thing that kind of makes me lean more away from that is I feel like most types of groups like that are looking for like a financial buy-in in a way. Someone that, can help support the group financially. And Vladek was very open about where he got his money from, that it was from my dad. And I feel like there would have been contact to get more money from my dad or help towards whatever he got involved with, but there was nothing. So I feel like that's less likely of a possibility, but it could be something similar to that situation. But just random thoughts. That's awesome wisdom. Thank you. Hey Brian, I am his sister, his older sister.
Yes. Bethany is Vladek's sister. Wisdom left cards at mom and pop restaurants, flyers, truck stops. Thank you, Wisdom. You're awesome. If you guys need any more, please reach out to me and let me know, and I'll get you some
That is
sent
so
out.
cool, guys. And when you're out and about posting flyers, if you're able to take some pictures, post them on social media with the hashtags Find Vladek, Team Vladek. It just, keeps people, keeps them on others' minds that, they can take part in it too. They can get flyers and post in their hometowns. It just gives them inspiration and ideas to do it in where they live. And it's also really encouraging for me to be able to see those pictures around different cities. I can't thank you guys enough to know that, there's so many people out there with that have their eyes open and are looking just in case they might cross paths with my brother while they're sitting next to him at a coffee shop or at a basketball court. You just never know. But I do believe he's somewhere in this country, and it's going to be through each and every one of us sharing his flyer, getting it out there, that will reach someone that will remember him. So thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough.
We have a great community over here, and Doodlebug has started her own channel, and she focuses mainly on the missing. She does anger each live. She goes through and reads flyers, and she's been as well, because we all kind of have different communities. So it's so important to share his face.
That's amazing. And then Doodlebug asked, there are no dumb questions. I'll say that first and foremost. Any question is welcome. Sometimes if it hits too close to home, I might refer back to the timeline, just because sometimes it's hard to relive some of the things over and over. But as far as being able to go off grid and know how to survive, he had talked about wanting to go off grid, but besides for being in the Marines, that was the extent of any outdoor activities. We did a couple hikes the year before he went missing, but they were pretty easy. Nothing hardcore by any means. So, and also like his whole personality doesn't mesh up for living outdoors. He's always been a very clean person, keeping things clean in his environment, showering twice a day, afraid of the dark, those types of things. So I don't foresee him, at least at the beginning, actually. I don't think that's where it started. I don't think he went off grid in the beginning just because of how different his personality is from that lifestyle. He did help the homeless a lot and was friends with many people. So we're 3 years down the road from this. So whether that's a possibility now, absolutely. Whether he might be living with the homeless population now, it's quite likely. But I don't think that's where it started, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it absolutely makes sense. And he would give the shirt off his back for somebody that needed it.
You could definitely tell just reading some of the things that he did, you know, for the homeless when you were reading the timeline, that he was definitely that kind of person that would do anything for anybody.
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but feel free to go back to
Yes,
whatever
Brian.
you're doing. I don't want to interrupt you by any means. So
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Brandy from Evaporate the Missy mentioned that you were live. I'm like, oh, I love her. I want to come on.
Oh,
Y'all are
okay.
doing amazing work.
Well, big shout out to Brandy.
Yes, thank you so much, Brandy, for letting me know.
I know your cup runneth over. So I thought, well, I used the hashtags. I thought, well, if she sees it, because I know you've got a lot going on too. So,
YouTube is probably the one
but
that
I
I'm not
appreciate you being here. That means the world.
like. I don't know how you get like notifications when people are live or those kind of thing. Like, so yeah, I was grateful for her and grateful for you guys for sharing. It means a lot. Oh, thank you, Lisa Joe.
Could he have followed? Could he have followed someone who thought that he was helping them?
Quite possibly. Yeah. There's just so many possibilities and like honestly a million possibilities, and it's frustrating because it's been 3 years and there hasn't been any tips, leads that are credible that tell us a direction to look or tell us where he was after all of this. Like nothing. So because there hasn't been anything credible to follow, everything is still on the table. He did help the homeless a lot, and he did have cash on him, large amounts of cash. So could he have been taken advantage of? Absolutely. It's just hard to know. Paula asks, UCF is the University of Central Florida, right? Yes. University of Central Florida. They lived practically across the street from the campus.
And I live on the backside of the campus. So when I say that this hit home, it literally hit home when I saw his face and heard his story. Brian Enton was the first interview that I'd seen you guys do. And that's how I met Vern and was blessed to meet you. And, now it's like I said, these guys, my mods and the people that are here from my community, they know that this is very close to my heart, and you're very close to my heart, and I appreciate everybody being here to hear Vladek's story again. Yes, Miss Barbara and share fire. Give me 2 seconds here. My swamp signal's kicking in. Nothing's wanting to load at the moment.
Brian asked if I trust our law enforcement. I do, especially the detective that is assigned to his case right now. He is going full throttle. Anything he can do to look into any potential tip that might come through. If he's not able to get a definite answer on a potential tip to rule it out or rule it as a possibility, then he'll reach out to me as well to let me know, and we can work on it together and find other avenues to pursue to know if it's something that's worth legit or not. But yeah, and then as Christy said, like, he came to the candlelight, and that just meant more than he will ever know.
Yeah, it was a really amazing to see him there at the candlelight. Like, it really, really honestly was, because, you know, a lot of these families, sadly, they don't get the detectives. Like, and I was just floored that he was there. You know, that really, like, that was awesome.
Yeah. And like, not only was he there, he wore the Vlad shirt that I gave him the day before, which was amazing.
Hmm.
Bethany, so they are still checking any and all
Yes.
tips or leads that come in. That's wonderful. That's
Absolutely.
wonderful. Because I know a lot of times, you know, after a few years, you know, unless a family stays on law enforcement, it's, you know, hard to get them to do anything. So that's wonderful that you have you have law enforcement that's doing that for you. I think that's a great thing.
Thank you so much. Doodlebug, if you would like a shirt, I would be more than I would love to send you one. I do have extra shirts. So yeah, I don't know how to message you on YouTube because I don't know this platform, but you can email findbrianvladekcastle@gmail.com and I can get that sent out to you. Just let me know what size. That'd be amazing.
Oh, thank you, Bethany.
Absolutely.
Doodle's a rock star.
Absolutely. And Brian, you live close to you
Just
stuff. When's the have is this a have you recently heard about Vladek's case, or have you been following it for a little bit? That's amazing, Doodlebug. Thank you. Wisdom, I don't have a link for the shirts. I bought them. On Vistaprint, so I do have extras. And if you would like one, I would love to send one to you as well. Feel free to send me an email at it's pretty much Vladek's full name. So find Brian Vladek Hasel. You can see it on the flyer. Find Brian Vladek Hasel at gmail.com.
is it on this flyer?
I don't have the email listed on there, but it's pretty much writing out his full name. Right. Find
Okay.
Vladek Hasel at gmail.com. I can't write anything in the comments, but if anyone wants to type that out and put it in the comments, I don't know how to write comments on here when I'm speaking to.
Find Vladek at gmail.com.
Yes, you got it. Wisdom, you
Or is it
follow?
Find Brian Vladek?
Yeah, full name. Find Brian Vladek Hasel at gmail.com. That's awesome wisdom that you're following on TikTok as well. And like Christy said, we go live on Tuesday nights on that platform, typically about 9 o'clock Eastern time, Eastern time. So feel free to join.
Let's see if I can do this and pull this up for just a second, and I'll pull you guys back up where they can see you guys. So this is the Find Vladek t-shirts.
Amazing.
It has like the billboard on the front, and then the back of it, guys.
That's nice.
And I'm honored to have my shirt, and Craig has one too, and we both wear them with pride.
Amazing. Love you guys so much.
And we love you too, ma'am. That don't get far from me. It stays pretty close. I just did laundry, or I would have put it on tonight and wore it here tonight. But these guys, they all know that we wear them. I think I have this loaded up here. Let's see. I'll stop that one. I have it in the intro video if you guys didn't catch. On the intro, I'm over here pushing buttons. Never goes well when I push buttons. Bethany,
What'd you say?
You muted Mom.
am I muted?
Not now.
Okay, sorry. See, it's habit when I cough to hit the mute button, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm over here just saying the most important thing in my life on mute. I'll pull the girls up. See theirs real well too. And then you'll have to remind me. I know one of them's Heather. I cannot remember the other girl's name.
From where?
The visual, right? Heather?
Heather.
Melissa. Where did I get Heather? Melissa.
Melissa and Whitney.
Whitney, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's the shirts too, guys.
Yes, that's more.
And they have his case number and everything on them.
Yes.
Perfect. You guys got it. Wonderful.
Vladek was not fluent in Russian. We adopted him when he was 5 years old. Irina was 11. They didn't know English when we adopted them, but within about 6 months, they were speaking English very well. And over the years, Vladek forgot his Russian. Irina didn't want to keep the language. She kind of wanted to let some of that go. So since she wasn't really speaking it much either, they just both stopped. But yeah. Let's see here.
And on your screen is the best advocate dog ever in the world.
Oh, Rigsby.
He's adorable.
That's my boy. Vladek and Rigsby have always been so close too. Best boy ever. Let me see here. Let me scroll back up.
Bethany, is that your dog?
That is my dog. Yep.
He's a sweetie.
He's the best. He, since we had the candlelight at UCF, on their property, dogs were allowed. So Rigsby got to come, and he was much needed support.
And he has his Vlad shirt too. That's awesome.
Yes, he does. He wore it proudly. Every time we took a picture, he would kind of sit with his back to the camera so people could see the back of the shirt. And we in the picture were facing the camera, so we got the front of the shirt and the back of the shirt
Oh,
covered.
that's awesome.
It's like he knew.
And then, after the vigil, when your mom was telling about the belief, it seems like every time I go out now, like to a store or Goodwill or something, I see something that says believe on it, and I think about her.
Aww. Yeah. Thank you, Josh the Posh, for your support. It means a lot. Yes, why you asked that. Doodlebug asked if it was possible that he went back to Russia. So he doesn't have a current passport. His passport is expired, and law enforcement has told us that if he were to get a new passport or his driver's license is also expired, so anything like that, he would get flagged. So I do believe somewhere in the country. Um, do, do, do.
And there's Bethany's Twitter too, the Fun Vladek Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, make sure you follow over there as well. And I'll put the link tree. It's pinned to the top, but I'll put it in the description, and it has all the things on it. It's amazing. I love the link tree. So on the other timeline, I think we were towards the bottom of it. Don't remember the 7-Eleven. The sheriff's office reported Vlad being spotted at a 7-Eleven in Orange County, unhoused encampment, but the tips led nowhere. Hurricane Ian. I said Nicole, so correct myself. It was Hurricane Ian that flooded the apartment complex, right?
Yes.
I know we had so many hurricanes right there together. I get the names mixed up of which one was which. It seemed like we had one every year there for a while. And I'm not even sharing this with you guys. So let me pull this back up. Where am I at? I'm right here. So this is what I'm sharing from the link tree. And of course, here's the information with his case number. And if you have any information to call, and I'll pop that in chat as well. And again, I'll make sure that all of this is on the description. The email was right here. I could have just grabbed it from there. And of course, it says ongoing. The family continues to search for Vladek and spread awareness through social media and other means. Okay, so let's see. Hurricane Ian, this was in September of 2022. Hurricane Ian hit Florida, flooding the apartment complex and destroying most of Vladek's belongings. November 6th of 2022, it's been a whole year since anyone has verifiably seen Vladek. November 28th of 2022, new detectives were assigned to Vlad's case. August 4th of 2023, human remains were found near Vladek went missing, but they were not Vladek's remains. And then the information here that, again, I will include in the description as well. Kimber threw herself out the window.
I did. Once again.
All right. You remember the coverage from the hurricane? Yeah, it got pretty gnarly there for a while. All right. And as promised, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up as well. And this is the body cam footage from Foxtel. Oh, wait, I have to move it over here. I always forget that my monitor doesn't like to share from that side. You guys don't have any audio? No sound.
No,
All
there's
right,
no
let me
sound.
try again. All right, let me try again. Sorry, guys. I had it on my other screen, and when I switched it over, I think it took the sound off.
Brian, yes, you do have my name right. Beth or Bethany is fine. Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you, Bethany, for taking time out of your night to come up here with us. Do we have sound now, guys?
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Counted 222. You can actually show me 97 on that call nearby. How's it going, guys? What do you do? What do you do? White guy with a black jacket. Oh, with the right there? Did he like do anything or just... The dude, so the same guy, the guy with the red flies over there. The trespass on paper. I just been trespassed before, you know? So just one more paper. Alright. Cool. Yeah. How's it going, man? You mind stepping outside real quick? Just walk outside real quick. Is that my D on you? Mine on tip. So the people here that want to trespass, you what? If they want to trespass, no, it's cold. What is that? Yeah, I heard that, but you know, it's more of a just keep the guys, not people see. As long as I'm talking, you keep hand out the pocket. So is there a reason I'm getting kicked out? So private property, they can trespass anybody for any reason. They do it. So it's their decision. You can come in wearing like another shirt, they can have you trespass. Private property, they don't have to give a receipt. So basically, they just want to trespass. They're gonna have it on paper. So you're gonna get a copy. They're gonna have a copy. So if you come back, you will be arrested. All right, yeah. You drive here? No. Do you own a car? Yeah, basically as I want you around. So literally, if you come like onto their property, you can be arrested. All right, thank you. Just give me 1 second. I got to use the paperwork. All right. Yeah, I got your ID here, so you know. No, actually, not. Come back. I'll go inside with you. Yeah. Let me know if you know. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys pretty take these pretty serious, huh? Huh? You guys pretty serious, huh? Yeah. I think I appreciate it so much. You have one night or today now? Sorry, it was not a little while ago, right? Yeah. So do me a favor, just chill out right there by that blue bar. Yeah, bro, that's all it's up. Just hang out by that blue bar, man. Phone number? I got a new phone, so I don't even know the phone number now. Yeah. I don't even have it on my flip phone. It was at home, but all right, well, you have any type of phone number? I don't have a phone number. All right, cool. Social security number? You go to school or work? I was in the Marines. So no. Okay. Currently no, right? No. How's your day going? Cold one, but so far so good. Right. Weight. So about 210, maybe 15. Any scars, marks, or tattoos? No. Keep your hands out of the pocket. No, it's in my pocket. Keep your hands out of the pocket. I'm telling you straight up, man. I'll tell you again. It's such a habit. Yeah, I know, but so right now, just try and break it. You ever been arrested with us?
No, bro.
Alright, cool.
Oh, so sorry.
I got you. You're almost done
Can't be
here.
around this area anymore.
You're almost done here, bro. Here's your ID. Actually, give me a second. Go ahead and need your thumbprint, okay?
You trust this guy? I mean, it's on your car.
We're not all talking about that.
It's on your car.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, that's messed up, man. Why you put it on your car? You can't
so
talk
go
about
ahead and let me get your right thumbprint.
it. Yeah.
Just go ahead and press on it.
Am I a felon now?
Nah, just have you been arrested with us?
Nah, bro. You put me in the system like that?
It's trespass.
Damn, bro.
No, wait. So just put it right here. No, roll it.
Trespass, bro.
Just put it right here, bro.
I literally didn't have any
That's it. You're good.
any trespassing thing. They didn't even tell me until I walked in, and then you fucking showed up and like said I was trespassing.
You get it one more
What?
time here. Again, same spot.
Good, bro. It's out there. I ain't even
One
mad.
last time right here. It's the last time. All right.
Nice doing business.
Give me 1 second. I'll get you your copy.
Yes, sir.
You'll be good to go. All right?
Thank you.
You have the manager? I just need you to sign this real quick. All right. So I just need your name, your title, the phone number, and signature. Yeah, I told him not allowed to come back. If he does come back, we will be arresting him. All right, so if he's back here, let us know he's been trespassed already and that you want him arrested. We will be arresting him. If he comes back, he is getting arrested. So make sure you keep this pink paper up. Be advised with all your trespasses, keep them in the same spot, so you guys have future reference. All right, take care. There you go, man. That's your copy and your ID. So you come back again, you're getting arrested. All right. Take care.
Okay, so that was the body cam footage that I read about from the website of Vladek having the interaction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office there at Foxtail Coffee. And we could see that he was wearing the red slides. And Doodle says, I just want to grab him and hug him. Absolutely, it is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. And like I said, Bethany and the family just want to know he's okay. Absolutely. It is heartbreaking. Bethany, you still here with us, love?
I am. Yeah, that breaks my heart every time. And
I know, I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's what are the words I'm trying to He tries to be as polite as possible throughout the whole thing, making jokes. Something Vlad is known to say a lot is pleasure doing business with you, and he's, whatever, just trying to make light of situations, and that's what he says to the officer and asking him how his day's going, and like he's even asking about, he sees the emblem on the cop's car and it says, in God we trust, and he asked the officer, do you believe in God? And the officer said, we're not allowed to talk about that. And he's like, oh, that's messed up, man. It's on your car and you can't even talk about it. Like, he's making small talk with him. And he gets upset when the fingerprinting comes, as, understandably so. He doesn't know why he's getting the trespass warning, but he quickly brushes it off. And that's kind of Vlad's way of handling situations. Like, he brushes things off. He doesn't want people to know how it affects him personally. And what's really frustrating is, he says in the body cam footage, I can't be around this area anymore. Those words came out of his mouth this is the last video footage we have of him. Vladek is known to frequent restaurants on this street, and the interaction was with Orange County Sheriff's Office, the law enforcement agency assigned to his case. So what's frustrating to me is they could have tracked his movements from there. It was their footage. They could have followed his steps. He said in his own words, I can't be around this area anymore. And when I asked the detective, before he even knew about the trespass warning, this was 3 months after he went missing, we're meeting with law enforcement. And before I knew about the trespass warning, I asked them if they were able to look at video footage from these restaurants that he would frequent, because everywhere that I put flyers knew him immediately, but they said it was too much footage to look through. But knowing they had a point to start to track his movements and hearing those words come out of his mouth, it's a huge ball that was missed. And it's very frustrating, but I'm very grateful that the officer assigned to his case right now is committed to finding answers. And that's all we can do is move forward from here.
Yeah, you're blessed to have him on the case now. I mean, just absolutely blessed. I saw that Vern had posted on Twitter that there was a long conference call.
Yeah.
I hope and pray that something good comes from that. We're able to get some kind of movement, because it really seems like this detective is there for you, and that's what matters. That's what matters is,
Yeah.
have that support from law enforcement, because like you said, it was like a huge ball was just dropped right there in the beginning.
Yeah.
I said, well, I say I should have a task force made specifically for just finding missing. I agree, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara's son was missing, and sadly he was found deceased, and she's still fighting for justice for her son as well. So
I am so sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you.
Brian, this was the last time he was seen on the footage.
Yes,
that's the body count.
There were potential sightings throughout the week we were gone. But to me, it seems like those potential sightings more than likely happened before this trespass warning, just for everything as a total. It just lines up with what was said in those potential sightings that it seems like it happened before, but that's just my take on it. But like the phone that Vladek had was last used on the 6th. And all the calls and text messages were unread after the trespass warning, and the only charge on the credit card that Vladek had was for that cup of coffee. So everything really stopped after the trespass warning.
And he was seen walking towards Wawa, and I know you guys aren't from here, so me talking with my hands is not going to help much, but Foxtail's right here, and Wawa's up University. If I was driving on University, it would be up University. Opinion, the reaction to the fingerprint was normal. Many would hesitate. Yeah, I would have hesitated as well. I would have been like, why do you need my fingerprint? It's a trespass. But, and Doodle, Bethany just answered that for us. There were potential sightings, but nothing that can be confirmed in stone.
Yeah, one was from the maintenance worker. So Dad had gotten back on Monday the 15th, and the car that Dad and Vladek shared was in the shop this whole time. It had broken down 2 days before Dad left town while Vladek was driving, and they towed it. So it was in the shop. So Vladek didn't have access to a car. Excuse me. So when he got back in town, he picked up the car on the way, and he got to the apartment and everything looked the same. Dad had told Vladek that there was a package coming and asked him to bring it inside. Vladek said he would. The package was still outside the door. And that package had arrived like 2 days after the trespass warning. And then he had told Vladek he was getting home on the 16th, so he got home a day early, so he didn't think much of Vladek not being there. Thought maybe he was staying with a friend. But when the next day came and went, still no Vladek. And Vladek is a night owl, so, you know, maybe he's going to show up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. But that night came and went, and still no Vladek. So we called in the missing persons report. An officer came out and was looking over Vladek's room with my dad and saw like an article of clothing that Vladek's known to wear. It's like a pair of gold legging pants. You can't miss them. And he started to describe Vladek to my dad before he even saw a picture of Vladek. He said, you know, isn't your son like blonde hair, hefty guy, you know, 5'9" or so, usually wears a black hoodie and those pants? And Dad said, yeah, that describes him pretty well. And the officer said, I know Vladek. He came up to me and my partner just recently and thanked us for our service and started to have a conversation with us. And like, that's the kind of personality Vladek has. Like, he looks for ways to reach out to those around him and start up conversations to learn about who you are. And if there's a way he can help, he'll try to. So after that, we went and posted flyers around the apartment complex and at the businesses that he would hang out. And the maintenance worker had left a voicemail on my dad's phone saying, my dad listened to it. I will say my dad is hard of hearing and he misheard some of what was said. The maintenance worker had said, you know, hey, I saw your son last Friday at the basketball court. We spoke. You should check the woods. He sings there, hangs out there. No, that's not what he said. My dad heard you should check the woods. He went into the woods after we talked. That's what my dad heard. So we reported that to law enforcement. Last Friday would be the 12th, technically. I listened to the voicemail a couple of days later and realized the maintenance worker did not say he saw him go into the woods. What he said was, you should check the woods because he knew Vladek would hang out there and have his alone time and sing or smoke or whatever, but that he didn't see him go there. And then, as time has passed, to me, I wonder, in the voicemail when the maintenance worker said, I saw him last Friday. Last Friday can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. When I say last Friday, today's Saturday. So last Friday, I could be talking about a week ago. I could be talking about yesterday. It's very suggestive. And I've come to believe that what the maintenance worker meant was Friday the 5th, the day before the trespass warning, the day my dad left town, not the following Friday the 12th, just because of how everything is stopped on the 6th. We had tried reaching out to the maintenance worker a few months after that voicemail to kind of follow up when we realized, there isn't clarification on what Friday he actually meant. When we called him, the maintenance worker said, I can't really remember. So it's iffy. The other trespass warning, or not trespass warning, I'm sorry. The other potential sighting was a friend of his, a friend that he hung out with a lot at the apartment complex. They were both night owls. They would walk around the parking lot, talk late at night, long discussions. This guy said he came up, Vladek came to his door at like 3 a.m. He said Vladek was out of breath, asking him if he could stay there. And his friend said, no, man, my girlfriend's here. Her kids are here. They're going to wake up in a few hours for school. It's not going to work. And Vladek, I don't know if there's any words I can't say on YouTube.
No, I'm not monetized, honey. You can say whatever you feel.
Okay. So after he said, no, it's not going to work, Vladek immediately asked for a gun. And the friend said, no, man, I can't be around that. I have a record. Why do you need that? I don't have it. And Vladek said it was for protection. And when pressed, he said it was for protection against an animal. And Vladek has the type of personality where he doesn't share what's going on with him. He doesn't want people to worry about him. So when he says protection against an animal, was he trying to make light of a situation? Was he trying to shrug something off? Was it really protection against an animal? Or was it protection against a person that he was afraid of? I don't know. But what he describes Vladek as wearing is very similar to what he's wearing in the trespass warning, if not the same thing. Puffy jacket, the pants, the shorts, So I wonder if that interaction happened around the trespass warning. The guy had said it was Sunday the 15th, but how well is his memory? Are you sure? When I asked the detective that told me about that interaction, I asked her, is there any way to confirm that date that potential sighting happened on that day. And she said, no, he didn't take out his phone and take a picture of your brother that day. So, you know, it's believed that interaction happened on the 15th, and maybe it did. But where was he that week in between? You know, that interaction was still at the apartment complex. Why didn't he go back to the apartment? The interaction with the maintenance worker was at the apartment complex, at the basketball court. If that really was the 12th, the package was still outside my dad's door. You have to take the sidewalk to the basketball court. The basketball court from my dad and Vladek's apartment is literally, you know, a stone's throw. You see it from the window. It's their backyard. You have to pass his front door. Why didn't Vladek bring the package inside? Why didn't he go in and see Irina had blowing up his phone, worried about him? None of it makes sense. Where was he staying that week if he was back at the apartment complex a week later? The guy said he didn't seem dirty, he didn't seem unshoveled. So where was he? Like, everything seems to happen around the weekend of the trespass warning. So I struggle with thinking those potential sightings happened later on. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. But that's just me.
Right. And Arctic has a great saying, and it's the math ain't mathin'. And that's kind of where you fall in with the potential sightings is people's dates. Like, you could say, oh, you know, the other day. Well, the other day could have meant 2 weeks ago to people.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Is there any info on Exotic asked Bethany, is there any info on his file in the Marines that aren't being forthcoming about possibly?
I haven't gotten, like, the Marines is so tight-lipped about everything. Like, all we have is the discharge paperwork from the Marines. Which Vladek said he was able to get a discharge. He went through boot camp, graduated, got a marksmanship award for his shooting, and after he graduated, he was given like an office type role, desk job. And as many of you have gathered, Vladek doesn't sit still. He's never had a desk like position. He's never had a real job before any of this. So it didn't fit with his personality at all. He thought he was going to have a more soldier-like role with the Marines. That had always been his dream. Growing up, he had talked about joining the Marines from a very young age. So when he received that position, he was very discouraged. And he said he found a way to get a discharge that he told people in charge that it was bringing up negative memories from his childhood in Russia. So he got a discharge, and on the paperwork it says for failure to adapt under honorable conditions. And like, that's all I know. I don't know what was actually discussed there. I don't know what is in his psych eval. Anything like that. But I do know that supposedly there's fingerprints on file for his military time too. But beyond that, I don't know. And he's not eligible for any veteran benefits, nothing like that, because it was a discharge. But other than not being eligible, it doesn't affect him negatively, besides for not having the benefits.
Now, is he in NamUs?
Yes.
Okay. I thought he was. I couldn't remember if he was in NamUs or not. Yes, Brian. Someone had said that he had a pocket knife, and they reported him, so therefore Foxtail had trespassed him from the property with their policies.
Yes, so that incident happened on Thursday the 4th. You know, The car broke down on Wednesday the 3rd. Vladek was out driving around. He walked back to the apartment. Took him a couple hours to walk back 2 miles. They towed the car on Thursday the 4th. And Vladek had gone back to Foxtail that night. Foxtail coffee shop is a place that he would hang out a lot. 3 to 4 times a week, hours on end. He was very well recognized there. And there had been complaints in the past that he had an atypical personality for a coffee shop. He would pace. He wouldn't sit still. He would have his cup of coffee and be walking around the shop, listening to his music with his earbuds and drinking his coffee. And there would be people that would make complaints, and the baristas would approach him, tell him, all right, you need to sit down. If he was singing too loud to his music, quiet down, anything like that. And Vladek would always comply with no hesitation. So this night, a customer said he was making him feel uncomfortable, and that customer left. So since he left, they didn't approach Vladek. The guy didn't tell him why he was making him feel uncomfortable. They just kind of let it go. Apparently the guy came back and said, I see Vladek sitting outside. I want to let you know. Or I see that guy I told you about sitting outside. I want to let you know. Earlier on, I saw him put a pocket knife on the table. And since, Foxtail has a zero weapons policy, they can't take any chances. They had the sheriff's office come out that night to issue the trespass warning. But by this time, Vladek had already gone home. So he was unaware anything was wrong. They never approached him personally, nothing. My dad leaves town the next day, and Vladek was going to go with him on the trip to join us for my birthday trip. But a couple days before my dad left, Vladek decided to stay home, which isn't completely out of character for him. Sometimes Vladek would just rather have his own time. Dad left him with a credit card, $100. Asked him if he wanted more food for the fridge. Vladek said he had plenty. Vladek called his biological sister, my sister Irina, about 2 a.m. early Saturday morning. They had a 5-minute conversation, nothing out of the ordinary. Vladek walks back to Foxtail Saturday morning, buys a cup of coffee, and sits down. And that's when Foxtail tries to call out the sheriff's office again to do the trespass. And this time he was still there. So that's when they issue the trespass warning. But as you saw in the video, the officer, Vladek asked him, what did I do wrong? Why am I being trespassed? And the officer says, it's a private business. They can trespass you for the type of shirt that you're wearing. And that just makes my blood boil. That needs to change. If you're going to issue a trespass warning against someone, I feel they have a right to know why. If the incident happened right then and there, you got into a fight with somebody in a business, you know why. But if the incident was 2 days ago, you should be able to know why you're being trespassed from a place. And that needs to change.
7 a.m. grabs a cup of coffee. 30 minutes later, hey, you can never come back here again.
Yeah. Yeah. No reasoning, nothing. All he did was buy a cup of coffee and sit down. And then that is the last charge on that credit card, was that cup of coffee. In that trespass warning, he pulls out everything from his pockets: his debit card, the credit card, his driver's license. All of those items are still missing. Everything on his person is still missing. The clothes that he's wearing, all of it. When he tells the officer, I don't have my phone on me, it's back at home, the phone was at the apartment when my dad got back. When he empties his pockets, he doesn't have the pocket knife. The pocket knife was back at the apartment when my dad got home. Everything on his person that is seen is still missing. During one of the initial searches of the woods, they did find a red slide shoe at the apartment complex property close to the wood line. And they showed a picture to my dad. This is before we knew about the trespass warning footage. And my dad told them, like, Vladek wears slides, but I don't remember if he has a red pair. They showed me the picture 2 months later at that meeting, and I said the same thing. Yes, those are the types of shoes he wears. I don't remember red ones. And that's when we learned about the trespass warning. And, when we learned about the trespass warning, the detective had said about the potential sighting of the 15th and, like, can you prove it was that day? And she said, no, but I can tell you my department saw him on November 6th. And I said, what do you mean? And that's when we learned about the trespass warning. And Vladek has never been in trouble. So I'm like, what do you mean he got trespassed? Why? And the detective told me, oh, your brother, he was probably talking too much. And that's all she said to me. And after that meeting, we were able to sit down with Foxtail. They were given permission to talk to us, and that's when we learned about the pocket knife. So the original detective didn't even take the time to find out why he was being trespassed. She just assumed, he's a talker. That's probably why. So, like, stuff like that is frustrating, but, we're just moving forward and trying to find my brother. All I need to know is if he's safe. He's mentally stable, physically okay. I just need to know he's okay. If he's out there doing his own thing, that's fine. But Vladek doesn't like to be in the spotlight. It's like pulling teeth to get him in a picture. And if he were to see, his face is everywhere. Everywhere. And if he were to see even a glimpse of that, I believe with all my heart he would reach out to somebody and say, I'm fine. I'm doing my own thing. Leave me alone. And there hasn't been anything. Not one word. And I believe with my whole heart that if he were mad at the entire world, he would not let his biological sister, Irina, worry one day about him. He would reach out to her in an instant and tell her, at least, I'm fine. But there hasn't been a whisper. My brother is not fine. He is not okay out there, and I will not rest until I find him and ensure he's okay. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I got off on a tangent.
You are fine. You have the floor, ma'am. You let it all out. I've always told you my front porch is yours. That's what we call it over here, is the front porch, and my front porch is yours. Like you're perfectly fine. You can let it all out. And hi, fiance. I heard him in the background there.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, this is Vladek's flyer. This is in the link tree. I'll make sure it's in the description as well. Please, this is downloadable. If you don't have the option to download, as I said earlier in the live, please reach out to me. I will send you flyers. I will send you these little cards that Bethany gave me to ship out. You can stick these guys everywhere. And it's just important. This woman is a warrior. I mean, she doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. She is the biggest voice that you could ever imagine. And like I said, they just want to know he's okay. We know he's an adult. He has the right to be missing, but they just want to know he's okay. Doodle says, thank you, Bethany, for telling us his story. I know it wasn't easy.
Thank you for sharing his story with us.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. It's all right. And I heard him say something in the background, but I think I spoke over him. Sometimes I have a delay because I'm in the swamp out here.
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Hi.
My fiance.
She couldn't ask for a better man. He's always right there by her side.
He's the best.
Thank you guys so much for all the prayers and the positive vibes and anything and everything that you guys do. And thank you all for sharing and caring, because I mean that it means so much to all these families. And as I've expressed many times up here, and you guys have heard me express on Dago's panel, or if you see me in a chat, you know, this is important to me. Important. Peggy says, thank you, Bethany. Stay strong. Loving the green hearts, guys. Thank you. And usually my theme is green. I don't know what happened. I think I moved it. We're going to fix that back to the color it should be, which is my green. Absolutely. Team Vladek. And you guys can actually use that hashtag or find Vladek. And those hashtags work, because we went to Mission Barbecue one night and I left a card at the table, and they actually hunted me down on Twitter and reacted and reposted where I had took a picture, because like Bethany said, if you hang flyers or put out cards or something, if you'll just snap a picture, we can, you know, get that trending and going. Vern calls it taking it to the streets campaign, and I love it. It's a great thing to do, and that, you know, you never know who might see that picture. If I could come across Vladek, he could talk my ear off, and then I'd just listen. Absolutely. Loves to tell stories and loves to hear stories. You're right, Bethany?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for all the green hearts. Thank you for being here, Southern Gal. Miss Barbara, you guys are rock stars. So again, this is going to be in the description as well. And since we had the whole TikTok takedown thing, I'm logged out of my TikTok.
Oh no.
Yeah, I pulled up the wrong screen. I'm logged in on my phone, but for some reason, like, it logged me out of my laptop when we had the whole, what was it, 12 hours of complete panic, because TikTok is where Bethany does most of her advocacy. Like I said, Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, she goes live over there and lighting the way, and
Yep.
all these beautiful people come on panel and support her. And one thing I do want to mention, and I think this is amazing, is the Gabby Petito Foundation is also there with Bethany, and having those big groups that come in, and they not only have the experience of a missing loved one, they have so many resources. So I love the fact that they're there for you.
They're amazing
as well.
so much. Very dear to my heart.
I sure will. Yeah, they are amazing. So this first clip, and you guys let me know if you have audio.
Tonight in our Missing series, the disappearance of a young veteran from Florida. A lot of you have reached out to us about this case. Brian Vladek Hasel vanished 6 months ago. His father says the last time he saw his 22-year-old son was when they were packing up for a trip out of state for his sister's birthday. Brian decided not to go on that trip. Well, when his dad returned home, Brian was gone, and his cell phone had been left behind. Correspondent Brian Enton spent most of the past few days in Orlando digging into this story for us. Brian, the family is obviously desperate for answers right now. What stood out to you as you started to follow the clues that had been left behind?
Well, a few things stood out, Marnie. First of all, Vladek is just a really nice guy, according to everyone we spoke to. He's the kind of person who would smile at strangers on the street, start up conversation with strangers. He would pick up homeless people and take them out to dinner or help them pay their bills. But he was also complicated, like so many of us. He suffered from depression, and he disappeared.
Hi, hey, how are you? All right. I'm Brian. Steve. Hi, nice to meet you.
When we got to Brian Vladek Hasel's Orlando apartment, his dad and two sisters were waiting, desperate for any help.
Happy birthday, dear Vladek. Happy birthday to you.
They're desperate to find the missing 23-year-old Marine who vanished in November of last year.
What's life like for you right now, not knowing?
I wake up sometimes at night and think he's dead. got to bed, kind of realized, I was just dreaming. I have trouble sleeping at night. I talk to God a lot.
Steve Hasel adopted Vladek from a Russian orphanage when he was just 5 years old. He has 7 siblings, and after high school, joined the Marines. He was honorably discharged, and his family says he's had his ups and downs and bouts of depression that trace back to his childhood in Moscow. Vladek's dad went out of town on November 5th. It's the last time the family saw Vladek.
I was really worried because I was thinking about his mental health, and I know my dad had mentioned some concerns that he had about like his behavior and some of the stuff he was saying. He was like very like hyper focused on religion, talking about archangels and demons the night before my dad left.
Vladek would talk to anyone and was known to help homeless people with rides and money.
He had been really struggling with finding his purpose in life after leaving the Marines, and with reaching out to the homeless community, I feel like that really gave him a purpose.
This Orlando coffee shop was where Vladek spent most of his time. He was known for pacing there, and his family says a customer accused him of having a pocket knife on the table he was sitting at, which caused the manager to call the police. They told him he couldn't come back. That was right before he vanished in November.
My first thought was he had a mental breakdown because of what happened with the coffee shop and his level of depression to start with, and that maybe he went off into the woods like he one time thought of doing and just stayed there.
In the apartment complex, the maintenance workers knew Vladek because he walked around the neighborhood at night and smiled at everyone. His family thinks he may have had a mental breakdown and could be in a massive wooded area behind the complex.
But there is a kind of an opening back in here that he would go back. He could get back in there a ways, but it's just overgrown with palmetto bushes and trees.
Not knowing what happened is pure agony.
But I need to know, and I keep telling God, just tell me, where is he? Is he all right? Is he here or is he with you? And that's very hard.
And there have been some reported sightings of Vladek. Someone said they may have seen him at a homeless camp. There was also a possible sighting at a 7-Eleven, but at this point, none of that has panned out. Marnie?
It is just so heartbreaking, Brian, to hear that dad and see his tears and know that the fear of the unknown keeps you up at night. It's something that you appreciate when you hear him put it into words. Brian, thank you. And if you have seen Brian Vladek Hasel or you have any information about his disappearance, call the Orange County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. As Brian said, it is an open and active case, and they are looking for.
So that was the News Nation, and then I want to share this with you guys. And Bethany, I hope you're okay with me sharing these.
Yes,
And
please.
Doodle had a quick question. When you stream on Tuesday nights on TikTok, is it okay for us to restream on this side?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Yeah, we can actually grab, like I'm doing now, we can grab your stream and we can share them over here on this side, because I know the TikTok lives go down, but that way you can always refer to either my channel or Doodle's, and I'll let you know which one of us, or we can dual stream it where it's on both of them, and that way you'll always have those TikTok lives as well.
And if there's a way that I can give you the sign-in info for the Find Vladek YouTube to like have that as well, so like saves it there too. I don't know how all that works.
Yes,
but we can talk
yeah,
about
absolutely. Absolutely, we sure can. Yep.
That would be amazing.
We definitely can. And that way you want, because the one thing I don't care for with the TikTok is the lives go down.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that the first vigil at the church, I like got home and went to find it, and I was like, it's gone.
It saves for 30 days and you have a chance to like download it, but like sometimes it's such a big download, like how do you download it? So yeah, that would be amazing.
Right. And there's always awesome conversation over there, and anytime there's an update with like an event or something that's going on, you know, that's where Bethany does most of her advocating for Vladek. So if we can do that, that'd be great. That's an awesome idea, Doodle. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Doodle.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I don't know why I'd never thought of that before. That's why I love my girls, is they always got my back. She says yes, that she will.
That's incredible.
You're very welcome, Exotic. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to me to have you guys here tonight and to spend your Saturday night listening to myself and Bethany and having Kimber up here and listening and hearing and learning about Vladek and offering to hang flyers or share his flyer or anything. I like to think people need to see and hear the emotion, and it humanizes them. Absolutely, Doodle. We see that so much. And thank you, Miss Barbara. You're a rock star. Okay, so this here is where the girls recently, they did a flyer campaign.
Arena and I were able to
pause that. They did a flyer campaign where they went boots on the ground and hung flyers locally before the vigil at UCF. And then I'll let the rest of it play and explain where they were able to film. It's kind of a short video, but it's important.
to put up flyers for Vladek along University Boulevard, and we met some incredible people along the way, allowing us to share Vladek's story with them and let them know about the upcoming candlelight and how they can support my family in this search. We also were able to go by the old apartment complex. Typically, it has been gated off, but today the gates were open. We could go back there and see it for ourselves. It had been 2 years since I had been back there, and it felt like the place was locked in time. What I would give to be able to turn back that clock, go through that door, and hug my baby brother again. Arena and I.
So I thought that was that was important to share that as well. It has been, the apartment complex is no longer lived in, but the girls went over there and videoed around the property. I'm so glad you guys didn't get thrown off or busted being back there.
Me too. Yeah, it was a rare opportunity. But they have it like, since that day, they have like an officer kind of like stationed there pretty much at all hours. So I wonder if that's because of us. I don't know.
Yeah, we could totally get together and dual stream. Yeah, right. They put up an officer there. But how interesting of a phone call would that have been? Well, I'm not going to meet you guys for lunch and the vigil because I'm being detained.
Right?
He does have a very kind face. And Bethany also does events. And thank you, Wisdom. You're awesome for dropping everything in the chat. Thank you so much. And again, the link tree should be pinned to the top of the chat. I'll make sure that's in the description as well, so you guys can check out the link tree. These are all amazing videos that Bethany has put up. Light the Way. You guys know I love Light the Way. I have my advocacies not exploiting shirt over here. Oh, matter of fact, look at that. I actually purchased one of these shirts. You guys have seen me wear this on stream. That went to Bonfire, which was a great cause. And Light the Way has just been an amazing, godsend, if you will, for Bethany and the family.
They are incredible.
And then, guys, this is Vern. You guys hear me shout out Vern, but this is where, anywhere in any state, and that's what I'm saying. If you need flyers, we will get them to you. We will send them to you. And just snap a photo, use those hashtags, find Vladek, Team Vladek. Those hashtags work. We can pull them up. And this, oh, look, that's me. So that I'm known for this. I keep stacks of these in my wallet. Don't let me find somewhere I've never been before or I've placed one and it's no longer there, because I'm sticking another one there.
Amazing.
And like when we went home to Kentucky, we actually dropped flyers along the way and cards along the way. And of course, Craig was driving, so we were hitting both sides of it. Anywhere that's at eye level that I could stick one or a messenger board, I was popping them up there.
It's
Did you
amazing.
join the live, madam? My
It's
co-host is
Curly. Curly, what are you doing? Are you joining the live?
She's my little co-host over here.
Yeah, Piranha co-host. Piranha dog.
And
So
then
cute.
Vern's actually been boots on the ground as well, searching too. So it's amazing. Did you say something, love?
I just said your pup's so cute.
She's a terrorist. Look, if you ever get a Doxy or Dotson or a wiener dog, they're gonna tell you you're getting the sweetest little baby, and then when you get home, it's T-Rex. Just heads up, public service announcement. You think, oh, I'm gonna get her all these cute squeaky toys, and then immediately she rips the heart out of them and normally takes their heads off because she is my little T-Rex.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Beard. Thank you so much for being here. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this with you guys. This is amazing, and this is what we call doing the damn thing. This is where Vern was out recently in the unhoused camps. And these can be kind of sketchy in this area. These are not generally safe places that you want to just go and hang out. So much love for Vern going out there. And then Bethany, this is the trailer park that was close to the apartments.
Not relatively in the same area. Yeah. An area of interest for sure that we're looking into.
Yeah, and he says it's completely gone on his post. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then, of course, here's a flyer
Doodlebug,
as well.
Doodlebug about posting along her husband's truck routes. That's amazing. That would be amazing.
Like I said, if you guys need more flyers, please let me know. I will get them to you. If you don't have the capability to print them yourself, don't hesitate to reach out because I will send them to you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate you. She is cute, but she's a terrorist. She's my little terror weenie. So this here, I do want to share this with you guys as well, and you're going to see Bethany and Irina in this footage. This was the latest warm-up event where, like I was speaking about earlier in the live, where Bethany had an Amazon wish list, and then on the TikTok live, like I said, that disappeared, she's talking about, and of course the advocate that were there with her was talking about doing one for the summertime. I think that's a great idea as well, because as we've heard, Vladek loved to help the unhoused community, so I think it's a great thing to do these events. And then if you'll get me, if you're going to do that for the summertime, if you'll get me the Amazon wish list for that one, I'll make sure that all the girls have it, and we'll share that out too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
Anything we can do, girl.
Then Mr. Beard asked about if it would be helpful to post some in Texas. That would be incredible. Honestly, any state in the country we're targeting, just because he can be anywhere. But Texas is one that I especially want to get awareness out to, because Vladek used to live in Arlington, Texas for about a year before he joined the Marines, and he has always talked very fondly about his time there. So I don't know if he has friendships still there that he could have reached out to, anything like that, but that's definitely an area that I would love to just get his face out further.
Absolutely. And that link that I just dropped, this is a printable flyer. if you don't have the means to print a flyer, Nightbot will drop my email. You can find all my socials and my email in my about on the front of my channel. It's True Crime with spelled out, not W, with sunshine at yahoo.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, any of my socials. Send me an email, and I will, I'm not going to come to your house or anything, I promise. If you'll send me your address, I'll get you some flyers and some cards out as well.
That would be incredible. And Mr. Beer said that her cousin lives, or his cousin, sorry, I don't know, lives in Arlington. That's amazing that you're in San Antonio. Yeah, if you guys are able to share out the flyer, that could be so very powerful. Thank you guys. And Josh said he's in Texas. That'd be great. If you guys
Thank you, Josh. That's amazing. Yeah, anybody that's willing to help, I appreciate you guys. And like I said, if you don't have the means, I will put them to you if you're willing to share them out.
Absolutely. And anyone anywhere in the country, it doesn't matter how small the town that you live in or how large. It just takes one person to recognize them. And even if the person that sees the flyer doesn't recognize them and they take a moment to take a picture of it and share it online, you just never know how their friend circle might be connected to someone else who might have crossed paths with them. This world we live in is incredibly small, and I do how I'm going to find him is through the help of social media and just getting his flyer out there.
Absolutely. And Missing Poster Mondays. If you participate in Missing Poster Mondays, use that hashtag on your social media, hashtag Missing Poster Monday. There's a whole group of us that use it on Twitter. We use it on Facebook. If you use that hashtag, it'll also help push the flyers out with that hashtag. So that's really important as well. And yeah, Mr. Bear, if anybody that sends me an email, if you'll do me a favor and put in the subject line of it, flyers for Vladek or flyers for Vlad, just include your address, and you can either use your YouTube name or your government name. That's completely your choice. It'll get there either way as long as the address is right. And I will send those to you guys, and I'll send you some cards. I don't have any normally I add little gifts in there like stickers or keychains or something, but I'm out of them at the moment. But Drifty's in chat. I can always get her to make up some. It's just kind of as a thank you for being willing to help and to be boots on the ground and hang those flyers and be a part of the community and the missing and how important it is to everybody. Did he have any friends that he stayed in contact from the Marines?
Not to my knowledge. We haven't come across anybody. I will say that I put out a post saying if anyone wants a shirt, let me know. And someone sent me a message on Instagram asking for a shirt. And I found out that he was in the same platoon as Vladek. So that was really incredible to be able to reach him. And our detective is talking to him in case there's anything that, over their time in the Marines that could be helpful. But he said he hadn't talked to Vladek since graduating. But you just never know. He might know of other people that Vlad was in his platoon that might still be talking to him or anything like that. Kind of
The power of social media.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Your cousin's a Marine, DFW. That's awesome, Scott. And again, Scott, thank you for being here. Miss Barbara says she can print flyers if anyone needs them too. Thank you, Miss Barbara. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys.
And
thank you guys so much.
I have quite a bit of flyers, so I can meet up with you to get those in your hands to mail out as well.
Perfect. Just whenever you get a chance, and
absolutely,
we'll set up a time and I'll come and grab some more from you. Brothers in arms are usually very close. Absolutely. Maybe he could have possibly went with a familiar person in the Marines. That's very possible, Doodle. At this point, anything's possible. They just want to know that he's okay. I can drop my email. Nightbot should drop it, Mr. Bear. I'm going to play this clip real quick. Hopefully we have audio.
Florida man is channeling his passion to help others. Missing Central Florida man is channeling his passion to help others. Brian Hayes was last seen back in November of 2021 near a coffee Orlando. Since then, no tips or sightings have been reported, but his sisters have not given up hope.
That's been really difficult, especially in the
helping us an event this socks, sweaters, and blankets.
He would talk with strangers every single day. That's coming back towards him.
Vladek's family is still looking for any leads to bring him home. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Orange County Sheriff's Office. In the meantime, they're just happy to help people in need during this cold time of the year.
It was awesome to be able to go and participate and be there for you. And that was Bethany and Irina, his biological sister, that was in that video as well, guys. I wish we could see what YouTube he watched before those went off grid. So many channels can give us that direction. Absolutely. There are a lot of channels about going off grid or living, what do they call it now? I can't even remember what it's called. Or like the people in Alaska and stuff like that, they farmsteading or homesteading is what it's called. My brain went blank for a second there. Okay. I had everything all pulled up here, but if I have too much open, my computer wants to go super slow. Bethany, do you know what his YouTube name was on YouTube?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was like Vlad STIK. I think he kind of like shortened it or something. But the email address that he used was his like full Russian name, I think.
Yeah, Doodle says she watches a lot of those videos. I do too. I watch a lot of the we watch all those off the grid videos and the things like that. And then this is another, and this is what I was saying, like the local news has just been amazing. They always show up anytime Bethany has an event. And it's great to have them, because a lot of times we see that mainstream, even if it's local mainstream, it's like pulling teeth, but these guys are awesome about showing up and showing out.
Hasel has been missing for 3 years.
He was amazing. He has the heart of gold. If he could give his shirt off his back, he would.
Vladek disappeared in November 2021, last spotted around the place at Alafaya apartment complex near UCF. Since then, News 6 has covered several efforts from his family and friends trying to bring him home.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. Like, there's some days where it's hard to keep going.
We drop the cards and the flyers in truck stops. You're talking roller tape in the back pocket, flyers, and then, put them up on doors. If there's not message boards, we put them on message boards, leave them in bathrooms, on mirrors, anywhere that's at eye level where somebody might see
his card.
To honor Vladek's memory, his family and friends are celebrating his 26th birthday by collecting blankets, hygiene kits, and more to give to those in need.
It's through advocates that are here with me today and so many online that have supported my family and helped us through the dark days has been tremendous. And so many people online from different parts of the country have donated via Amazon to supply what you see here today.
His family says Vladek often shared meals and spoke with people in the homeless community, and they want to make sure that his giving heart is not forgotten.
It really makes the hope alive for me thinking that my brother, we're doing something good for the cause of him.
The family plans to give all of the items away Monday to the Samaritan Resource Center. If you want to help out, they have an Amazon wish list that's over on our website.
Here we are, Jarrell, almost 4 years later. It's been heartbreaking for this family. We've covered this story over the last several years. Are they any closer tonight to finding?
I wish I had better news for you, Eric, but unfortunately not. They have been trying everything, putting out flyers everywhere. One of the women I spoke with talked about how even on her way to her hometown in Kentucky, just stopping at every gas station she could, trying to put flyers out there. Police and everyone has been working, but unfortunately, that's why it's very important to support this family during this tough time.
Somebody knows where he is.
So that was the warm-up event that we did, or that Bethany did, when it was cooler outside. Doodle says, Bethany, I hope you know how amazing you and your family is for fighting so hard for him and keeping others and helping others along this journey. Yep. She's a warrior. I'm telling you, the woman never stops. My handy dandy tape roll here.
You don't stop either. Y'all are incredible. I'm very lucky and grateful to be surrounded by so many amazing advocates. You guys have hearts of gold, and you put your heart and soul into these cases. And me and so many other families are so very grateful for you guys, because y'all are what keep us going.
And I love you, girl. And it's my honor for you to allow me to be a part. And that it really makes my heart smile to be able to do the right thing for you, for Vladek, for all these missing people. When, I would say it, they hear me screaming at the mountaintops. We're stronger together. And it just takes that one person to see something and say something. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen. See something, say something. Bethany and you are all what keeps us going also. Absolutely, Doodle. Well, very, very well said. Mr. Burr said, I know you said Texas, where somewhere like he liked to spend time. Was there anywhere particular he might go? Like, did he talk about Austin, New Braunfels? Any idea? And I probably missed that. Braunfels?
That I'm not sure. Like, Vladek is very private. He doesn't really share a lot of what's going on with him. But like, he was working 3 different jobs that year that he was living in Arlington. He worked as a games attendant for Six Flags. He worked security for I think it's the Dallas Cowboys stadium is in Arlington. And then he worked at a garage door warehouse company as well. So like, that was his free time and his friends, coworkers that he met while there, probably.
So busy. Like to stay busy. I feel that. I sit still, I get all antsy, and I'm creating stuff to do. Well, guys, we've been going for 2 hours and 35 minutes. Thank you all for being here. Bethany, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Was there
Thank you for
anything?
Guys, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna
Hey, I appreciate you.
Sign off. I hope you all have a beautiful night.
Bethany, you have a great night as well. And I just want you to know my heart and soul goes out to you. And I
Thank
hope
you.
that the blood is brought home soon.
Thank you, Kimber. That means all of y'all's support just truly does mean the world to me.
And girl, you know I'm a text away if you need me. And then we'll get together and I'll get some more flyers from you and I'll start getting them sent back out again. Like I said, we just had some go to Arkansas. I got 2 more packages ready to go out and we'll get them all shipped out and get some moving. Thank you so much for coming up.
That's amazing. Y'all have a great night. Love you all.
Love you too, babe.
Bye.
I don't know if she knows how to jump down. I'll jump her down that way she can. Thank you, Kimber, for coming up. Thank you guys all for being here. I'm going to include all of the links in the chat, or not in the chat, in the description of the video, so you guys can make sure to go and follow all of the socials for Flying Vladek. There'll be, there at least at the link tree. I'll pull that back up so you guys can see the links on the link tree. It has all the links where you can find information, updates. There's downloadable flyers, events. Everything's on here. All the things are on here. So I'll make sure that this is also in the description. We'll go ahead and pull his flyer up while we say goodnight. And again, thank you guys for all being here. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up, share this video out. It was an honor to have our special guest here tonight. Bethany came in with us. She has a lot going on. She's planning a wedding. So I really appreciate her taking time out of her Saturday night to come and spend time with us here and tell us about Vladek and see that the communities, no matter which side of the platforms that we're on, we're here for the families, right? Every life, every family matters. And Mikey says, much love to you guys. Mom, thank you for all you do and everyone supporting the channel. And actually, Mikey was at the vigil at UCF, so I was actually honored to be able to meet Mikey in person. Charlotte, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Team Vlad, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for being here for. Good night, everyone. Remember to see something, say something. We never give up. And I will catch you guys. And you heard her. We never lose hope. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. And please, please, please make sure you reach out to me if you need any flyers, and I will get them to you. Kimber, do you have anything you want to add to the end here?
Not that I can think of. Just thank Bethany for coming up and telling her story. That means a lot. And you know, it's got to be hard on them to, you know, tell those stories.
It really is. And again, I appreciate her for coming up here and speaking with us and, you know, being here with us tonight. I know reading the timeline has a lot of information in it, and it just means so much more to have the family come and speak and be able to, like Doodle said, put that human aspect that these are real families with real lives, real pain, real tears, and real worry. And these are real missing people. They're not content.
Right, and I think that helps a lot when they hear from the families because, you know, like you said, the timeline and reading from that, but it helps bring it home to a lot of people when they, you know, you hear from the family and when you hear from the family and you hear, you know, it humanizes the person on the flyer, like Doodle just said. It humanizes the person on the flyer when you hear from the family, you hear, you know, all about them, their likes, their dislikes, how they are, you know, at home, and their memories of them, and all of those things. It just humanizes them. And because, like Mom said, these are real people with real pain. And I think sometimes people have a tendency, and I don't mean to forget, but I think that gets lost in some of it. And I don't mean that in a
I
bad
agree.
way, but I just think because, you know, but when you hear the families talk, it brings it all. It brings it home.
And like I've said so many times, is, you know, when you're doing this, or if you're a content creator or whatever you know you might do on social media, when you wrap your arms physically around one of these family members, it takes it to a whole different level. It really does. It reminds you and it resets your brain as to why we do what we do. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see so many fires when we walk by. When you learn about the person as much as you know, we need it so much to bring them home. Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to pull up the the outro here. It's going to be the same as the intro. I know many people love this song. If you guys will do me one favor tonight, other than sharing out this video, sharing Vladek's flyer, say his name, show his face everywhere you can, use those hashtags, fill this chat full of green hearts for me.
And I think
Kimber, I cut you off. What?
I think that when we do these like this and we hear from the family members, when we walk by a missing flyer, you're more apt to look at it because you've heard from the families and you know that there are real people, but there's real families missing their loved ones.
Absolutely. And I'm going to plug one more thing, caveat from what Kimber said. If you see a missing flyer in your community, take a picture of it. Take a picture and share that missing flyer out, because someone like me that's in Florida may not see a missing flyer that's hanging in Tennessee. Right. So if you walk by those flyers, snap a picture and send those out so we can all see them. Say his name. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Doodle. Thank you guys all for being here. You're amazing. You guys are all rock stars. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.
I stand on this mountain, I look down and see a world I was once underneath. I stand on this mountain and I look down by mine. There's more than it once knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Now you're here. You're here. You're now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found missing. Found missing. I climb down this mountain and I look around just to see that everyone used to be me. I climb down this mountain and I look around my mind, embracing more than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth. Now you're here, you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Found missing. found missing, found missing, found missing, found missing.